Pick a card reading. My name is Bridgitte, and today's pick a card, what you're meant to hear. What are you meant to hear? What messages does Spirit have for you? So, group one, I'm going to do this on air today. May this reading, group one, be for the highest good of group one. May you receive the information you need and may you be open to receiving it. Group one. May this reading be for the highest good of group one. May you receive the information you need and may you be open to receiving it. And let's get Calabash. May this reading be for the highest good of group one. May you receive the information you need. May you be open to receiving it. All right, group one. Group two. May this reading be for the highest good of group two. Group two. May you receive the information you need and may you be open to receiving it. Group two. Group two. Group two. May this reading be for the highest good of group two. May you receive the information you need. May you be open to receiving it. Group two. May this reading be for the highest good of group two. May you receive the information you need. May you be open to receiving it. Whoa, group two. I felt one fall as well, I think. Wow. There it is. Wow, loads of Calabash messages for group two. All right, so group three. Group three. Group three. May this reading be for the highest good of group three. May you receive the information you need and may you be open to receiving it. Group three. May this reading be for the highest good of group three. May you receive the information you need. May you be open to receiving it. Group three. All right, and Calabash messages. This reading is the highest good of group three. May you receive the information you need and may you be open to receiving it. Oh, look, another one fell. Oh. All right. So they are the three messages. Oh, I'm gonna get comfortable now. Right, let's see. Let's move them a little bit. All right, let's take a picture. All right. So that's group three. Let's move that out of the way. Let's move these out of the way. That's group two. All right. So, group one. Group one. This is your message. So, we have the golden eagle here. The golden eagle ready to explode. It's really interesting. There's like a light, the light from the window maybe shining on the card, and it's creating this to look in a way that I've never seen it before. It's kind of like feeling like, I don't read tarot, but I know the Tower card in tarot, and it's kind of making me feel like that. It's like there's like a lightning coming through the wing, which means that it will fall. It's like a falling eagle. That's the feeling that it's given to me. It's so interesting how how the cards change their messages and speak. I feel like the golden eagle for me is a super powerful bird, super strong bird. It has it's very clear-minded. It has where it would be going, what it's doing. It has a goal. But I feel like something has kind of happened and come into your life that has kind of knocked it all off balance. It's like you're not seeing how you're going to get to this goal, which is maybe why there's the feeling of ready to explode. Ready to explode is like there's so much emotion inside of you that it's explosive. And maybe that's why, because there's something, it's like there's something that's happened that makes you feel like what you had planned on, your goal, is now unachievable to you. I don't believe it is unachievable, though. Red for me is all about the ego. And the ego for me lives in fear. And then we have all of this green here, which is love. So there is love around, but you're kind of surrounded in ego rather than the love. And then with this, like, it's like a lightning, which is like a ray of light that strikes you. And a ray of light that strikes us is like a good thing. Not a lightning, because that would be killing us. But it kind of feels like it's a ray of light that's come into your life that helps you to connect to love and move out of where you've been, everything you've known before, which would be living in ego. We have the Four of Hearts. The Four of Hearts is a message around relationships with the hearts, with yourself, a partner, family, friends, colleagues. And it's a message of ready, steady, go, go, go with the four. Ready, steady, go, go, go. This four also has 8 hearts on it, which is like really speaking the 4 and the 8 together. I have a habit of that, the 4 and the 8. So what I feel like is happening, it's a very interesting message, is that something has needed to come out of your life. And you made this decision for it to come out of your life. I do feel that this will be around relationships with yourself, a partner, family, friends, colleagues. You made this decision for something to come out of your life. Or, I mean, I'm like, you made this decision. Sometimes things come out of our lives and it's for the best, but we don't always feel that it's for the best. And although our energy is sending out, we do not want this thing in our world, we can also be working from a place of, but what will I do without this person, and what will I do without this, and how will I live, and what will I do, and who will I have? And it can be really fearful. As much as you want the person out, you don't know what your life looks like without them. So I feel like that the four, it's kind of like they're giving me the same message. It's like there's this thing that happened. It was like a strike. Maybe that was your decision, the four, that's created this kind of eruption that is like, okay, so now where are we? What am I doing now? With the four, a lot of time there can be doubts that come up, insecurities that come up. Like I said, with the all this red, the but what will I do now, and how am I going to do this, and who's going to be there for me? And it's a lot of fears because it's ego. So, but I do feel, because there's all this love here, and you've got 8 hearts on the card. The 8 is all around manifestation. So I feel like this was something really essential to leave your life, to create this manifestation, to be something that you're actually able to hold on to. If this something that's left your life, this decision that you made, if that wasn't there, you'd be in a cycle, and you'd be having this same thing going round and round and round and round and round and round and round again, which would lead you to the explosion. But this is like, universe is like, you know what? We're going to really help you with this, because we know that this is something that you really need, something you really want. And we love you so much. This is what we're going to do for you. We're going to help you get rid of this thing from your world. And as uncomfortable as you're going to be with it not in your world, you will realize at some point that this was for you. It was the best thing for you, and it's bringing everything that you could want to you. This is like, it's really interesting. I was just about to talk about an eagle, and then I looked down and saw the big wings there. This is like, you know, from the ground, we have a very limited perspective, but you have a bird flying around above you, they can see everything. And that's what this is really asking you to do. Let go of what you're seeing, that you're feeling is not working for you, because you're just seeing it from the very limited perspective that you have. But this bird that is flying around above you is able to see it in all its glory. It knows what's coming through what's happening. And this is you trusting in what's coming, trusting in what's happening, trusting that it's working for you, trusting that it's bringing everything that you have wanted to you, trusting that it's in love, trusting that you are strong, trusting that your goals are coming towards you through the decisions that you've made. Exactly. I love it. We have the raccoon, positive thoughts, with all the little smiley faces. The raccoon with positive thoughts. Exactly. Let's see what this one says. That's what this feels like. It's like you have this moment in your life at the moment that everything is working for you, but you're viewing it from a place of why? Why is this happening? Why do I have to go through? Why am I experiencing this? Let go of the whys and connect more with thank you for taking me to where I'm wanting to go. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for opening up my world to create something different in it. Thank you for bringing all of what I've wanted along the way to me, and all that I'm walking towards. Thank you for the love that I feel. Thank you for the help that is always taking me towards these goals. Thank you for making decisions that have been very difficult, but I had the strength to make them. Thank you for these difficult moments, because they show me the strength I have within, and they show me what I'm walking towards, because I know that it will be so much better than where this moment is. And I know this moment is to teach me something to help me on the journey to get to that better moment. Positive thoughts Penelope. It says laugh more. That's what the name Penelope for me represents, laughing more. So yeah, this is like, you're seeing from a very limited perspective of where your human eyes are able to see. A really clever way of kind of maneuvering yourself around this is, yes, you're seeing through your eyes of reason and logic and the limitations, but there will be lots of signs and synchronicities around you. For this laugh more, positive thoughts, this 8, there's going to be so many signs and synchronicities around you that are helping you to be able to look at this from the bigger picture. You know, when we say in hindsight, that's what this is asking you to do. To be where you are, standing from where you are, but be able to see, not necessarily the whole extent of the hindsight, but knowing that this is working for you. The laughing more is that being able to trust that this is working for you, so you can continue to walk forward with these positive thoughts, with this idea that, yes, this is working for me. It's mine. I've got this. This is really beautiful. It's so forceful in the message that it's given as well, in the way that it's been given. It's a very interesting message, but very firm in what it's saying. From where you are, look at the bigger picture. Gain that hindsight before the hindsight actually comes. Get yourself to that place of knowing that this is all for you. It's working for you amazingly well. You're a great manifester. Trust in your ability. I hope that helps group 1. You have a wonderful day. If you like, please subscribe, like, and I will see you again soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye. Group 2, welcome. You got loads of calabash messages that came out for you. Let's see the card that we can see to start off with. So we have the Basset Hound Dog. Facelift is needed. Facelift is needed is when life is feeling like quite stagnant, and it's like something needs to change within life to kind of rejuvenate, to feel fresh again, to feel alive and young and ready. It's like that. It's moving with, like the Basset Hound Dog, it's got an amazing sense of smell now. So can you imagine it losing its sense of smell, and now it's kind of just there. Yeah. And it's not able to go after all of what its potential is, because it knows it can smell, and they're going to look for the things that it's going to find. But it can't find them because it's not using its senses. And that's what's happening here. It's like there is part of you that you're not using. You're not working from this place of passion, a mission that you have, working towards this goal. This is like, this is like really wanting change, really wanting something different, wanting your life to look different, but not actually moving in the direction of it. So all the direction of this is moving towards the head. It's kind of like showing me that there's too much going towards the head. There's too much thinking about it rather than an enjoyment of it. Look at his nose. It's all stuck in the green. Behind him is green as well. It's like this is surrounded in love. It's surrounded in love. But there's like a lack of belief in self, belief in your physical self, belief in what you're capable of doing, what you look like, what you sound like, how you feel about yourself. There's something, because yellow for me is that it's that there's something about your physical self that you are struggling with. It could be that you're overweight. It could be that you don't think you're intelligent enough. It could be a million different things. You've got a big nose. You think you've got a big nose. You're not appreciating what you actually have. And then all of this red that digs into his back is, for me, the ego, which is like still holding you in place rather than allowing you to really move towards this love of self, love of what you're wanting to bring into your world, letting go of the ego and all the fears that the ego carries with it of you can't do this, you can't do that, you're not good enough for this, you're not good enough for that, and allowing that to kind of just continue to move on its journey away from you as you continue to move forward, so that you can become more passionate about what you want. You are trusting in yourself and loving yourself enough to go towards the things that you want. Yeah, this just supports this. We have the Jack of Hearts. The Jack of Hearts is a message of know your worth. It's what we started with. That's what this took me to straight away, especially with all the yellow, because yellow for me is the Jack card. The Jack is also a number 1 for me. It's number 11, which tells me that you're protected, you're loved, you're guided, and to work from that place. But it also is a number 1, which is ego self. From higher self, it's all of knowing your worth, feeling deserving, loving yourself. But in this energy, it's going to be feeling that you're not enough, know your worth. So the Jack is somebody that comes from an environment. This is explaining why we're in this place at this moment. The Jack is somebody that grew up in an environment that didn't necessarily promote you, didn't praise you. You had a lot of criticism, overpraise. What you did wrong was noticed before what you did right, or what you did right wasn't noticed. It was just what you did wrong that was really commented on. So it led you to become quite a perfectionist, and you feel the need that everything should be perfect before you can move with it. And like I said, this is like, it's stopping passion, it's stopping love, it's stopping the belief of self, because as you walk towards these things that you love, you're building yourself up. Little by little, you'll build yourself up. As you walk towards it, there'll be something that you come across, and yes, you may have a fear that maybe I'm not good enough to do this, but if you keep persevering and you keep putting the commitment into it and self, then you will overcome it. But it's putting that commitment into it, putting that love into self, putting that energy into yourself, trusting that you will be good enough, or you are good enough, not you will be, but you are good enough to achieve this. And it's just a It's just a practice of how you're speaking to yourself as you go through it. Because the Jack, like I said, is a perfectionist. What happens with the Jack, because of all the criticism, the Jack grows up not wanting anybody to experience what it experienced. So it becomes the cheerleader. It might tell people, the Jack is somebody that encourages people. So although you may tell people, you may speak to people about the things that they're doing, you will always have an encouraging voice around it, an encouraging energy around it, which is not where you're coming from. But because of where you're coming from, it created this version of you. It created you to be this person. The Jack for me is the encourager, the cheerleader. It's full of love. It's full of giving. The Jack for me is the giver. It's the person that gives, I've got goosebumps, is the person that gives selflessly, that you will always put others in front of yourself. And the thing with the Jack is you are just as important as everybody else. But because you've put so much energy into everybody else, you've forgotten self. It's like this idea of self. Well, from where you're coming from as well, the inner bully became very active. Because although you became the cheerleader for everybody else, what happened inside you was that the inner bully became really dominant inside you. nobody's going to speak to me like that again. If anybody's going to speak to me like that, I'll speak to myself like that. So you started being that bully to self. So with the idea that these people can't hurt you with the way that they speak, because you're doing it to yourself. Only you can hurt self. But it does hurt when people are not acknowledging how amazing you are. But this is about you now being able to receive, as a whole. As a whole, I was like, receive what? It's as a whole, because the Jack struggles to receive. It doesn't feel deserving. So it's not open to receiving. It feels like it's not good enough because of all what this inner bully has dictated to it. So that facelift is needed, is like your idea of self. But I need to do this first, and I need to do this first, and I need to do this first before I can do it. No, you don't need to do all of that first. You need to trust yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to encourage yourself the same way you encourage everybody around you, because you're very good at it. Very good at it. But you're not open to the receiving because you don't feel deserving. So this is about you putting that energy into deserving. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am open to receive. This is something that I've been telling myself the last few days. This is a really interesting message for me. Really interesting message. I am deserving. I am worthy. I am open to receive. We have the shaman, a healer, shaman healer. The Jack for me is a light worker. Jack, Queen, King, they're all light workers for me. So I know that you're a healer just from the fact that the Jack come out. The shaman healer, it's interesting as well. Look at the Jack. He's got this leaf in front of his nose that it's kind of like... And then you've got shaman healer. So I do feel that this is a bit of a message around medicines, natural medicines, as long as it's shaman and me talking, it is natural medicines. Yeah, natural medicines. It's kind of a bit like, it was a bit of a message for me as well. I laugh at myself a lot, sorry. Kind of wake up and smell the coffee. It's a bit like that kind of message. You are a very powerful person. You have the potential to help millions of people to feel good about themselves and to help them kind of gain that empowerment themselves and encompass this feeling of being enough, this feeling of power, this feeling of I am all I need to be. I am everything I need to be. I am amazing. My world is amazing and I am my world. It's all good. This kind of requires you to see yourself in that way, to be able to allow this out of you, to allow this shaman out of you. It's interesting as well because we've got facelift is needed. And when you have a facelift, you'd need healing, wouldn't you? And then you've got healer. So it's like, give yourself the facelift. Encourage yourself by healing yourself. Encourage every part of yourself to be the best version of self, knowing that you are the best version of self. You are an amazingly beautiful person that is... You have such a pure heart. You are stunning because of your heart. And it's really allowing yourself to see that within yourself. Yeah. We've got 10, 11. They're both ones. The number 10. So what this number 10 tells me, with everything that's come out already, there's a lot of work being done on your ego here. I did mention it with this very first card that we saw. It's like there's a part of you that is still very connected to ego self. And that, for me, with you, is around your beliefs about self. Because the 10 is a message of ebb and flow. It's this idea that you have these desires. you focus a lot on these desires, but you're fearful of the desires. You're fear of failure. There's fear of what will people think. There's fear of rejection. And all of that is coming from the Jack, because you don't believe you're worthy enough. But the 10 is also ebb and flow. So if you were flowing, then everything would be moving smoothly. The healer would be working its way out of you in a very fluid way. But with the 10, it's like an anchor being put down and the boat isn't able to move. We have the name Natalie. For me, it represents a childhood friend. It could be that you have a childhood friend that was an encourager to you, that did help you to see the best in yourself, that was somebody that inspired you, that helped you to love yourself to a certain degree. If that is the case, use that person as your as a tool, because this is a lot of inner bully telling you how rubbish you are, how not good you are. But with a childhood friend here, if this is a childhood friend that really made you feel worthy, or they've come back into your life and they're showing you things about yourself that's making you feel worthy, trust in what you're hearing, trust in what you're feeling, trust in what they're sharing with you, and allow them to help you through this. I'm feeling like this as a 6. It's like if you had somebody in your life that was there to support you and to uplift you, then, it's so beautiful having uplifting people in my life to encourage me and to make me feel like I'm doing a good job. And it's so beautiful having these people in your life that want to help you and want to inspire you and want to empower me. And it's so beautiful to feel empowered and to feel inspired and to feel loved and to give to people. And I just love being in this place because it just makes me feel so beautiful, and I'm worthy and deserving. I'm just so open to receive, because I know that there is a give and take that happens. This ebb and flow, there is this give and take that happens, and I know the importance of this give and take. And I know I'll inspire many people from working on this and from doing these little tweaks that will help me to grow and help me to really stand in my glory and trust and love myself to all of my potential, rather than using other people that have criticized, and you're stuck with the inner bully of, I'm just not good enough, I just don't know how to do it, and I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to do it, and I know people don't think I'm good enough, and they're always telling me I'm not good enough, and I know I'm not good enough, and I'm not deserving of anything, because I mean, I did this and that was shameful and I feel guilty about this, and I wish I hadn't have done that, but I did it, and I feel a lot of shame, and I'm it's like, it just feels heavy. I don't even know what to say. It feels heavy. Instead of working from that heavy place of how people have made you feel, from how you've received what they've said, because it is about you receiving. Use the people that have encouraged you before to promote you. They don't have to be in your life still, but you have memory. And generally what we do with memory is work from a place of fear. But what if this happens? But what if that happens? But I'm not good enough to do this, but I'm not good enough to do that, rather than through love. I did mention that the Jack is the 11, which I said protection. You have the jellyfish, the protective umbrella. I believe for you that this is a mixture of two things. I believe that You are the protective umbrella of others because of the Jack and how giving you are, how uplifting you are to others, how inspiring you are, how empowering you are to help others, how empowered you are to help others. So I do feel that that is yours, that you carry, that you are protected. But I also feel like the protective umbrella is what you offer to others. Your supply, that umbrella that is given to you to help you is also what you're giving to others through you. This is a lot of healing. It's really beautiful. It's like, it feels like a chain, but not a chain that's like stuck in a circle. It's like a chain that is like a, wow, like with a number 10, the usual analogy I give with the 10 is like, let's say you were in a, let's say you wanted to go on a cruise ship, and you'd have to, the 10 is about the desire. So you'd have to lift the anchor to go on the cruise ship. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Like I said, a chain, but I'm not seeing it as like something that just goes round and round and it's stuck. It's a spiral, and that is exactly as an anchor would be coming up, isn't it? This is you releasing the anchor. Wow, that's, wow. How beautiful. Yeah, I've been here already. The 6. The 6 is how, when I mentioned about how you're viewing it. So you can view yourself. I mentioned it with a childhood friend and how you could use a childhood friend if you have one that was supportive rather than working from the negatives. But the 6 is just generally doing that within your life. You will have a tendency of, let's say you saw a house. The message for the 6 is planting seeds. Let's say you saw a house and you were like, oh, I love that house. And then your next thing was, which I love that house is here, positives. And then your next thing is, I couldn't afford that house. You've moved to that end of the stick. It's like what you speak and what you send energy into is what you're manifesting. So automatically, as long as you've thought about something for a short amount of time, you're now manifesting that thing. So if you had no other thoughts about it and left it, you would receive that thing. But what happens with us, because that would be in the positives, it's like you just have a trust that it's there. There's no need to think about this. So it would be in positives. But we can go here with, yeah, but I can't afford that. How am I ever going to get that? I'm not good enough to get that. I'm not worthy of receiving that. It's like there's always these different options. It's the same stick. I want a house. I like that house. Same stick. But depends on where you work from, depends on what you receive. You don't have enough. You're not good enough. You're not going to receive a lot. What you're going to receive are houses that don't feel good, houses that don't make you feel worthy, and houses that continue to make you feel not worthy. Or you can work from, oh, that's a beautiful house. Wow. How would I decorate that house? Ooh, I wonder what the rooms look like. It would be so amazing to live in that house. Wow, I could have a family in that house, and to have a garden. It would be, I could grow flowers. I could have a little allotment in my garden. You're expanding the initial thought. You have this initial thought, oh, that's a really nice house. And then from the positive side, you would expand that. You wouldn't kill it with the I can't have it. That's what the 6 is all about, working from this pole. We have Lauren Hill, Zion. Unsure what the balance held, I touched my belly, overwhelmed by what I had been chosen to perform. Then an angel came one day, told me to kneel down and pray, for unto me a man-child would be born. Through this crazy circumstance, I knew this life deserved a chance, but everybody told me to be smart. Look at your career, they said, Lauren, baby, use your head. But instead I chose to use my heart. That's exactly what this reading is about. letting go of working from your head. I'm not good enough. It's all ego. It's all what you know already. It's all coming from a belief system that you've had in you for such a long time, that you're using your head and you're trusting what your head is saying rather than what your heart is saying. You are enough. You deserve the things that you've set your mind on. You're planting seeds and you're protected. They're protected. And all you need to do is shine light on those seeds to allow them to grow, to flourish, and to be born. Now the joy of my world is in Zion. I said for them to be born. And as I said it, the time on my screen was 4040, which is all about manifestations, because it's the 8s, and that's what this really, it's like it wants you to receive your manifestations. They are just all over you, but it requires you to nurture yourself with the 6, the Jack. Nurture yourself to be able to offer yourself that love that you need to be able to move forward from your heart, trusting that your heart is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and trust that what it's telling you about yourself, because you are beautiful. Yeah. Look at this. It's so funny, the messages. We started with facelift is needed, and now we have numb face anxiety. I mean, you have a facelift, you're gonna have a numb face, isn't it? That's really funny. Right, anxiety, facelift is needed. The 10 is a very anxious place. The 10 is a very anxious place. This facelift is needed will feel anxious as well, because what it's kind of showing itself like an ace at the moment. Facelift is needed is like, okay, you're here at this moment and your world is looking like this, but you're wanting your world to look different. This numb face anxiety is about moving yourself into this newer space that is going to feel anxious to you. You will feel anxious. There's no way around the feeling anxious. And the only reason that you're going to feel anxious is because it's a different place to what you've known. That's the only reason. It's a different place to what you've known. So keep using this pole. Keep using the pole, because it's just building yourself up to love yourself, building yourself up to know you're enough, building yourself up to know you're deserving, so that you're able to receive. This is kind of like the idea of, if I walk towards my own ideas, I'm going to fail. Like this with Lauryn Hill. Everybody told her to be smart. She was smart. She chose to follow her own path. So she was smart. But somebody that's working from the Jack doesn't believe in their own ideas, in themselves, enough to be able to follow their own path. They'll want other people's advice. They'll want other people to encourage them along the way. They'll want other people to kind of build them up along the way, although they'll never believe what anybody's telling them. It's like this idea of, okay, if somebody keeps telling me I'm good enough, I'll believe I'm good enough. You won't believe you're good enough if someone keeps telling you you're good enough. What you will believe is you telling yourself you're good enough. You do it enough times, you're creating a different circuit within your mind, and you will start believing what you're telling yourself. And this is just about you creating them different circuits, moving from that different place from I'm not worthy, I can't do this, it might not work, they might reject me, to I'm amazing, I've got this, I am worthy, and I can do this. Yasta. Follow your heart. It's very beautiful. It's such an interesting reading. It's lots and lots and lots of messages. Well, it's kind of the same message, but they come out in such an interesting way. And remember, I'm going to remind you of the shaman, because you are a healer. That is what you are here to do. It's part of your journey. The 10 of the fear, rejection. Maybe you know you're a healer, but because you don't know your worth, you're too fearful of showing people you're the healer. You're too fearful of, but what happens if they don't get better? But it's not your job to fix anybody. It's your job to share your capabilities, and you are a healer. The energy that you send into somebody with the Jack will be an amazingly beautiful energy coming from your heart. Love. It's the only place that your energy will ever come from towards others. So there need not be any fear about what you are offering other people. But where your fear comes is about, it's your own inner fear for self. But you have all the capabilities. You have everything you need to be able to accomplish what it is you're walking towards. This facelift is needed. Whatever that is for you, whatever this change is for you, you have everything you need towards it. It's just trusting that. Simply trusting that. Trusting that you have everything you need, and trusting that you have the ability to achieve. Very beautiful. Thank you very much, Group 2, for allowing me to do this reading for you. Hope it made sense. I will see you soon. If you liked, please like and subscribe. If you feel drawn, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye. Right. Group 3, welcome. This is your pick a card reading for today. Let's see what you have. Can't see any of the messages at the moment. Let's see. Whoa, love it. Ta-da! The world is your oyster. Of course it is. And the goldfish, this is pure abundance. But it relies on you seeing your abundance, you feeling your abundance, you knowing your abundance. Because if you don't feel abundance, if you're like the pearl inside the oyster and the oyster's shut and no one's able to see that pearl, it's like you're hiding yourself. You're not really showing the world your potential. You're not showing yourself your potential. You're just kind of moving in a way that no one can really see you. But the world is your oyster is about being seen. It's about you showing yourself, expressing yourself, allowing yourself to kind of live in the abundance of what you are. Yeah. The 7 of Hearts. The 7 of Hearts is a message. Yeah. The 7 of Hearts is a message around relationships with yourself, a partner, family, friends, colleagues. The 7 is a message of perseverance and patience. So what it tells me is you put the perseverance in to get into where you want to be. You put the perseverance in. But it generally is from a frustrated energy. And I feel this, particularly for this, it came out when I looked at this. I didn't mention it at that point, but then the 7 come out and I was like, yeah, wow. They're both kind of screaming it at me. The 7 is somebody that puts a lot of perseverance in, but the patience they lack. And they lack the patience because they don't believe in themselves. They don't trust what they're doing. They don't trust they've done enough towards what they're doing. They don't trust the signs and synchronicities that are around them to show them what's coming. It's like, unless this physical thing is in front of you, you will not believe it's yours. But the whole art of manifesting is the belief it's yours before you actually see it, before you hold it in your hand. And that is what is stopping this manifestation of yours. Like I said, this is taking me to a Jack. this card has 11 hearts on it. 11 for me is the Jack. But I also, when I was talking about this one, the world is your oyster, I said, if you are the pearl inside this oyster, but the pearl is never opening up to be seen, that's like a fear. It's a fear of being seen, a fear of people, a fear of rejection, a fear of not being worthy, a fear of what will people say, whatever the fear is. But there's a fear attached to it. The 7 is a very frustrated energy. It's like, I've done everything that I can do. I've put everything that I can put into this and it's still not working. Why is it not working? What do I have to do to make it work? When is it going to work? How is it going to work? What can I do to make it work? It's like a constant feeling of you haven't done enough. And the reason that you're feeling that you haven't done enough is because you don't feel worthy. So it is this oyster that is shut because you don't feel worthy enough to open the oyster at this moment. After the 7 comes an 8. That is the manifestation. The only thing that's stopping this manifestation at this moment is, if you think about this as a pole, you have the negative end of the pole, the positive end of the pole. Whatever this manifestation is, it will be to do with romance in some way, love in some way. Not necessarily romance, but love in some way. If you think of the pole, how you are focused on the pole at the moment is, it's not working, they don't love me, I don't have them, they're not there yet, where are they, when are they coming, I want somebody that's this, I want somebody that's that, and I don't want somebody that's this, I don't want somebody that that, It's like full of all the worries of what you don't have. This one is, if this was a relationship, I love love. I love to be in relationships. I love beautiful relationships. I love caring relationships. I love committed relationships and passionate relationships and honest relationships where you can just be yourself. And I love it when I can just talk and somebody understands what I'm saying. I don't have to explain every single word I'm saying. And I just love it when there's just a flow and you just kind of connect with people and it just feels so good. And I just love relationships like that. They're different ends of the pole. It's the same thing you're asking for, but they're different energies. And if you keep asking from this energy of I don't have, you will keep receiving from a place of I don't have. It will always feel like you don't have. If you move yourself to this end of the stick, of all that you have to be grateful for, all that feels good, then you've moved into a higher vibration and you're allowing this to come to you. You're allowing it to come to you in higher vibration because it will always come to you. There isn't it doesn't get to you. It always gets to you. It's just in which vibration does it get to you. If you're in the lower vibration, you'll receive it in lower vibration. Lower vibration doesn't feel good. It feels hard. It feels heavy. It feels frustrated. It feels like it's not enough. It feels like there's a lack. There's a big lack, actually. This is like coming to a place of gratitude and seeing all that you have to be grateful for so that you're able to work from gratitude. You're able to work from abundance rather than lack. And keep, there's no 6 here, but it's like all the readings today have shown me this pole. They're just like, it's so strong. Keep working from this place of abundance, not lack. The same thing you want, but one end of this thing that you want is in lack and one end is in abundance. Keep working from abundance. Exactly. The rat, I am amazing. I am achieving all I desire. Exactly. Exactly. Because the 7 is that you are amazing. You've put all this work into this thing that you're manifesting. You are achieving it and you have all. I am achieving all I desire. You've already done that by putting all this work into the 7. It's trusting that. It's the trust. It's a bit like, I just got this little visual of an oyster and this pearl inside, and the pearl inside is like, no, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen. So the oyster just keeps itself shut. I don't want to be seen. No one can see me. No one can see me. And the oyster's like, but you know, you're really beautiful and you know, you're just amazing. And little by little by little, the oyster's words are encouraging the pearl so much that it decides that, okay, I'll open. But if the pearl is stuck with, but nobody can see me, but what if it doesn't work? And what if I'm not pretty enough? And what if I'm not strong enough? And what if I can't do it? And what if I'm rubbish? And what if I'm not worthy? And what if I'm not deserving? And what if, and what if, and what if? So you just keep yourself shut because there's so much negativity going towards self rather than the positivity. Give yourself the positivity. You deserve it. You really deserve it. The microphone, speak up more. Speak up more. This is really interesting. The 11 that I'm seeing on this 7 card, the 11 is the Jack. You might benefit from listening to pile 2 because the Jack was in pile 2 and the whole reading was really about the Jack, which is all about knowing your worth. So you may benefit quite a bit from listening to pile 2. This is very similar though, this message for pile 3. It's slightly different because you're in a different place. But there's a lot of similarities here. So with the 11 of the Jack, the Jack is somebody that has a very dominant inner bully. And this inner bully is constantly telling them what they're not good at, what they can't do, why they shouldn't do something. It's all about deterring you from moving towards self. The speak up more, I feel it's like your inner bully is there in your mind. But with the microphone, I feel like the microphone for me, it's like a passion. It's like someone singing though, and you sing your heart out and you get your microphone and you're singing your heart out. And that is speaking through passion, speaking through love, speaking through joy. But with the 7, speak up more would be that you're extremely frustrated, you're worried about it not working, you're worried about how it's going to work, where it's going to work, if it's going to work. It's like I keep saying, there's this clear pole in your reading of whether you're worthy of something or you're not worthy of something. You haven't given yourself enough of the I am worthies. I've got this. I can do this. I'm good enough. I'm definitely good enough. I know the universe is giving me all I deserve and desire because I know I'm enough. But this is kind of like a feeling of, but I ain't good enough and I'm not worthy enough and I'm not deserving. So why is the universe going to give me anything regardless of whether I want it or not? Because you are deserving, you are worthy, you are enough, you are everything you need to be. Yeah, it's like there's different voices in our head. I'm going to post, with this post, I'm going to put a link in the comments for chakra meditation. It's something that I created for myself around the Jack, and it was to promote self. It was to start giving myself the encouragement that I deserved rather than pulling myself down into a place that felt crap. So I feel that that's what you've been doing a lot of. You pull yourself down into this place that feels crap, that you're undeserving of things, but the world is your oyster. So I'm going to post this, put this link up in this comment in the description, so that if you're interested, you can go to it, listen to it, and that should help with coming out of this inner bully, speaking very loudly, like through a speaker. But there's also the higher self that's there. You have the higher self, but you've listened to the inner bully so much that the inner bully has kind of dictated its space within you. But you are more powerful than it. It's not more powerful than you. It feels more powerful at the moment simply because you've listened to it for so long. That's what the voice you're used to listening to. But I do feel that it's interesting, I see 1717 on my screen, which is 8, the manifestation. It's like this, the 17 is very interesting. It's like the 1 needing to change the roots, self-belief, and the 7 putting the work into that to create the manifestation, the 8. And that's exactly what I've been talking about since I've started this, which is, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I feel like the inner bully is so dominant that you've listened to that so often that that's the general voice you hear. But when you start when you start speaking up more, you'll start hearing a different voice. That different voice will be a nurturing voice. It will be your higher self speaking to you. And when that higher self is speaking to you, it will feel loving. It will feel like you're getting a hug, or it feels really beautiful, and you'll know the difference in the energy of how it speaks to you. You will feel it within yourself. And this is just about you practicing to give that to yourself so that you're able to get a million oysters. The world is your oyster. It's everything is yours already. It's just you're not open to receiving at the moment. You're not open to receiving. It's just because of the idea of not being worthy. Once you're open to receiving, then it will all come. But you have to do the work that creates you to feel like you're good enough to receive. You need to do the work that helps you to feel like you're everything you need to be, that you are good enough as you are, that you don't need anything else in your life to make you better than you already are, because you're already amazing. The Jack for me is somebody that is very loving and very giving. Listening to group 2 would definitely be of help for you, because I explain the Jack a lot in group 2. I have explained it a lot here, but I explain where it's coming from in group 2, and it will be, it definitely has a message for you, group 2. Definitely has a message. All right, so group 3, thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure being here with you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.